Hi, good morning. I hope everyone hears me, and shortly I will start. I hope you are doing good and well today. Yes, today I will speak about inspiration and a lot of things that are inspiring me. More about thinking and more about some experience of my life. I will start with that. I am, I will say what I'm doing in my life, so you know better about me and that you know from which perspective I'm talking. So yes, my name is Ieva Florence Vīksne. I am a Latvian actress, and I like to call myself an artist because I also do radio, producing, photography, videography, influencing, or let's call it content creator and creation. And meanwhile, I also managing a musician group called Bad Habits. I also am mom of my boy who now turned 2 years. And my hobbies are I mostly like painting and writing poems, which you maybe read in my latest post in Instagram, and creating and different stuff like creation and motivation is my thing. And I really like to create a lot of things in my life. So first of all, I want to thank you all for joining here today with me and being here to listen my story. And also great thanks to future heroes who invite me today to participate in your big critical thinking workshop. I hope this will be inspirational speech to you and you can grab something for it to go with your life further. So I'm really looking forward to all your questions and your interest, because I think that is the most important thing why I'm here, and that's why my story I think won't be very long. So let's start. So as I said, I wanted today to bring you some inspiration, and that I want to give you today is that all perspectives of our choices and outcomes, what comes from our beliefs and trust, and also responsibilities, how we do that, how we're managing that. And I want to give you also how to be truthful for yourself and not to depend on other opinions or why or the way how other people choose to live their lives. And also I want to talk about our and your unique path, and that you don't have to go in the footsteps of other people. You're actually, of my thinking, you're the only one in this earth who can create your own path, who can create your own life. So yes, of course, there are circumstances. We meet people, we make friends, contacts. We say that we like meet the right people, and we are in the right place and time. That's just normal in life. But in my life, but you know, from about that, that everything what we are making comes from our steps, and that's the most important thing I think in life. So in my life, when I was about your age, I think I will start with school. I really didn't like school. I not because of people or the fact that I needed to learn things, but I truly didn't like the system like the whole system, that I need to go to school for 12 years and then I can achieve something in my life. Then I will have a possibility to do what I want, and etc. So I really didn't like the idea of it, that one and only, that is that one and only possibility how to achieve in my life what I wanted. So my body and my mind was always in that rebel mood, I can say, when I get to know that from system actions which be told for us, I can make my ways in my life. I felt always that I was trapped because I was told what to do, how to think, and what is right and what is wrong, what is good or bad. And my feelings were really strong. That's why I always search for ways how to do creative things in my life. What brings me freedom of thinking and teach me how to choose ways in my life. I was dancing a lot of years. I was singing, playing piano, playing instruments, music. Also, I was dancing steps. I was dancing belly dances. I was playing basketball. I was reading a lot of philosophy, psychology, also doing arts. And I was always doing more in my creative side than rational, what was connected more with the system. And I never knew why we are learning or doing things in a school that we don't feel like, I don't feel to do, but I needed to done those I don't know, like homeworks or etc., just because of the checklist, you know. And what I always trust in myself was the feeling, how I feel and how I wanted to feel. And feeling, I think, never lie. Like our strong feelings, they're saying more about ourselves, more about our goals in life. And we need to listen to ourselves and to hear ourselves. That is the main work in our life. I think like that, to feel ourselves, to believe in ourselves and trust ourselves, because then we can be free in our thinking. We can be free in our like imagination and work we do. And we feel what is going on, and we can go in ways which we want the most. And this is not, I think, this is not an easy work to do ourselves. That is the main work, but not easy work, because we have such a lot of things going around us, and everybody is like, the feeling is like everybody needs attention, like social media needs attention, like TV media, Netflix, I don't know, like people, family, our friends, everybody needs our attention. But let's say we, for the first of all, we need this attention for ourselves, to listen to ourselves, what we want in our life, how we can create our life. And yeah, and the system is not helping us, because the system needs our attention too, our work too. Like, for example, school. All the time we're going to school and learning is good thing. Knowledge is very great thing in life, and that's needed to be done. But there's a lot of certain things that for me doesn't make a logical like ways how we live life. And I believe that we all need hobbies and to do creative stuffs in our lives, because that creates more and more about ourselves. Like, we feel, we see how we can do, and those hobbies, they are learning from them. We are learning our strengths, and we are learning our weaknesses too. And then we can, like, you know, we can make decisions. We can start to think critical. We can start to build up ourselves. And for example, for me in my school, I was starting to play basketball from second year of my school. I was in second grade, yeah. And I was really passionate about the basketball game, play, like ball and everything. But my classmates and my friends were laughing about me, and my dad completely turned off this conversation. He was so not into that. He told me that he won't let me to do basketball because he thinks that then girls grow up ugly with ugly arms and etc. And I really didn't listen to my dad. I really didn't listen to my classmates or my friends. I was like, I just felt that I need to do basketball. I don't know why, but my feelings were so strong. I really liked that in the basketball game I was really free, and I was open, and I was creative, and the game helped me to know myself better. That's why I was continuing to do that. After like the time passes, I got into the basketball school to learn basketball professional. And after a time, I got into the league and I got into clubs, and my teachers were really proud of me, and they were like, yeah, you will be like the greatest basketball player in all time. And I was really happy about it. But then school came in. It was like 10 grade, I think. Yeah. 10 class in which I was going, and it was different school, and the maths were like in the God's way there, and I was not so good in the maths. I really didn't like the maths, and they told me that I should quit some of my hobbies to do the math, to get into the system, and I need to like throw out my hobbies of my life because they were about to throw me out of school. So I needed make a really like I would say hard decision in my life, and I made it, and I went off of basketball, and I finished school, you know. But I truly I remember this time, and I was so sad about that. I needed to give up basketball because of school, because of maths. And now here I am, and I don't do often maths. I do often basketball, and you know, those decisions in our lives, that is really important, and we have like all decisions and rights to be. Yeah, I truly that I truly believe is experience in our lives that lead us to this critical thinking. And this, now I can say, this situation with the basketball, my dad, with the school, the system, helped me to think that there is such a many ways how to live our lives. There is no like you need to throw out like quit basketball and then like finish the school. There's like two options they gave me, but I think there's more options in life how to do things. And to look back, I would not give up my basketball. I would not say like, okay, yes, I will do math. I would figure out how to do both of them, you know. But I wasn't so experienced, and I wasn't so critical thinking of me. I wasn't so sure about my decisions in my life. So the experience in our lives that leads to us to critical thinking. If we know more about this world, we also know that we actually don't know anything. And this sentence makes a sense for me, and this is really logical for me, because here we can see that if we think outside of the box, outside what's being told, teach to us, we can find always a lot of truths and a lot of ways how to be ourselves and create ourselves. And I learned also in my profession as an artist, as an actress, when I was studying acting, that everything in this world is already known, everything. And if we want to create, we need to make mistakes, a lot of mistakes, and that's an experience too. And we don't put life in good or bad or right or wrong way. There is a plenty ways how to live. Some we've been told and we've been learned that there is no good or bad, right or wrong. We are saying there is more advantageous ways, and some are advantages and some are not. And that's how I'm thinking now in my life. You know, if some situation comes in my life, like I need to I need to make a decision, I'm going with it or not, then I think that this situation can bring me experience, then I'm going with it. And if the result will be, I don't know, good or bad, we can say like that. I'm always thinking that there will not be good or bad result. There will be advantages results, you know, and I can always use this experience in my life. That's why I'm always saying yes to things, and then I'm thinking what I will do with that. So about that, and yeah, and for those advantageous ways in our lives, those the thinking helped me to choose where I want to go and what I want to do in my life. Experience is the most important thing in my life, and and there was time that my life motto was it's one sentence: courage, the joy of living a life at risk. So I am actually always outside of my comfort zone to discover more about the world and myself. And I'm always putting myself outside the comfort zone. If I feel in my life when I'm feeling like everything's good with my family, like, you know, the money situation, like my job and etc., I'm always thinking like maybe it's time to go out of my comfort zone and to learn more in my life and to create more in my life. So experiencing and doing become my two vulnerable actions. And third was analyzing what is what, like analyzing myself and things in my life, my choices and my outcomes. That is the third and main important thing in my life. I'm always writing, rewriting, then reading what I'm writing, to analyze those situations, to think of other perspectives, to think of other sides of the life, of other doors, I can say like that. And yeah, and analyzing myself and things in my life, my choices and my outcomes. Not all choices and outcomes I liked or like, but in long term, I started to notice that every small step leads to something super good and worth in life. And that, in my thinking, is the beauty of living, you know, experiencing, then learning, and then do with more knowledge things, and I can be like more passionate about what I'm doing, and I feel more confident what I'm doing. And I can say that I'm now I can say that I'm creating life that I want to live. So I'm living the life I'm creating. And this is the beauty of it. I'm not depending on other opinions. I'm not depending on the system. I'm not depending on something else, or what my family thinks, or what my closest things. I'm always putting a lot of effort and work in myself, in my knowledge, in my learnings in life, or doing mistakes, then analyzing it. And then I can become more confident in my ways in life, how I choose, how I think about the world critical, you know. So that gives me an opportunity to create my life as I want it to live, you know. And what else? Yeah, I'm being brave. I can say like that. I'm being brave. I'm always putting my decisions at risk. I'm always putting a lot of risky stuff in my life, because I'm putting like um, money there, or even there. Then I'm working a lot. Then I'm not working like at all, and I'm living in these risky moments. That's why I'm brave. And I also do a lot of hard work in my life to achieve what I want. Like, you know, we were born in this world, but nobody told us how to live this life. Like, our closest only got us here where we are, like, you know, as a child. But then comes our life decisions, and who can leads us to something great. And nobody told us that life would be easy. I didn't hear that sentence in my life, that life should be easy. So I'm always into this hard work mood, that every step, everything that I'm doing, I'm putting a lot of effort, like doing 100% what I know today, because tomorrow I will learn more, and then I will do from that knowledge more. And I think, and I know that in life I need to be brave, and start to do things what I like the most, to with it, you know. So one great lesson of my life was, my one great teacher said when I was about to write an essay. She gave us like work in the class for 14 minutes to write an essay, and the teacher gave us like free topic. We could choose like to write about what we want, and etc. And I was sitting there, and I didn't know how to start. I sat there looking in the like white page, and I didn't know just how to start. And after like the teacher went out, then she came back, and she came back after like 30 minutes, and I went to her with a just white page, and you know, and I asked her a question. I asked her, teacher, I don't know how to start. Maybe you can tell me how. And she shortly answered, you just start. Put one word on the page, and go with it. And I did that. And after all, for this essay, I get 10 grades, excellent work achievement. And I was a little bit in shock, because I really didn't know how to. I really thought that I don't have those knowledges to do this thing from my head, from my emotions, that I didn't know what is good or bad. I didn't know anything, but I just started with one word. And this life situation, I always remembering in my hard times in my life, you know, if I'm, for example, wanting something to do, to achieve, but I don't know how, this lesson tells me that I just need to start. I just need to make some action, and then go with that action, you know. And I will turn somewhere. I will acknowledge something, and I will learn something that will help me to achieve my goals. And it's also about the braveness, also about that I'm thinking of it like that. I need to be brave, I need to put an action or one word, and I'm going with it, and then what comes in my life, I will use that for more to learn, and then I will achieve my goals. So yeah, and and those results, those won't pass, because if you are doing something great in your life goals achievement, you will came to the result. And as I said, the result won't be good or bad. The result will be great, because the experience in your life, you also, like, time after time, you will use that for good. And the same with the Instagram, social media, digital content. I just do what I feel. I don't know how to do things. I don't depend on other people's opinions. I don't depend what people are saying me to do. Some saying me, you should do more, like, the live ega stuff. You should do more like about around. You should do like, there are a lot of opinions I should do, but I feel what I do, and then I'm doing it. I don't know how, but I'm doing it, and I'm putting there my visual imaginations, my visual creations. First of all, something comes in my mind. I'm thinking about one thing, and I'm sitting and I'm just thinking is the first step. I'm thinking, and then comes some visual creation in my head. And then I'm thinking how to do this visual creation, how to get this in a real life, how to do this material thing, And for example, yeah, I'm just searching for ways how to do that. I'm learning stuff how to do my those visual creation to then became realistic in our lives. And that's why, for example, last year I started to learn by myself how to edit videos, how to work with a professional camera, and how to film, not knowing anything about it. I was doing, like, the time after, I was doing a lot with my telephone and small things, but now the year is passing. The year ago I started just to learn how to do things, and now I'm today I can say I'm producing my own broadcast. It will be seen on Latvian television now in October, and I'm doing that with my family. I'm editing videos, I'm filming, I'm a script writer, and I'm producing it, and I'm directing it, not knowing how to, because I'm just searching for ways how to learn things, and those things are helping me achieve my goals and make my visual creations, or what I feel, to become like truth in my life. So yeah, what I wanted to say, that if we don't know how we can learn, I always believe that we are human beings, and we can do superhuman stuff. We can learn everything what we want, and we can achieve everything in life, our goals, and everything what we want in life. And it's about our I can say the one way to think about it is from the attitude side, about life, our thinking and doing. It's about an attitude, how we think about those life steps, those ways. And my thinking is always about an experience, always about doing, always about putting a hard work in that, and then the result will come. And one great thing that I missed, I wanted to talk about mistakes in our lives. Mistakes. I see mistakes as a greatest thing in our lives. I do believe that the world most like unique and super creations are made by a mistake, because mistakes the mistakes are like teaching us about ourselves even more. uh, it's the greatest teacher of all time, I think, like that. And the same was when I was studying acting, you know. We've been told in school that mistake is bad, you know. You put, and I don't know, you didn't like write essay, or you didn't write a right sentence or something like that. And for those mistakes, we're like, we see red pen, you know, we see like red flags, and every teacher told us like, this is bad and mistake is bad, and you need to be perfect, you need to be good, you need to be right. And I think it completely closes us like a persons, you know, because then in life we are afraid to do mistakes. But mistake is the thing that from what we learn the most, you know, because we make a mistake, we feel it, then we are analyzing, we are truly thinking, and then doing actions to somehow change the situation if we made a mistake. So mistake is great teacher, and we need to do mistakes, we need to go for mistakes, because if we don't try and make mistakes, how we can achieve something in our lives, how we can learn the ways how to live, you know. There's no like one way in our life, which been told in school, you need after school go to high school, for example. I'm being told for that like whole my years in my school. But after school, I didn't went to high school. I was working for a year, just working, just putting myself in a lot of different positions. I was working in motel for a restaurant director. I was selling hot dogs. I was working in the zoo. I was working in chips factory. I was working as a guide. I was working as I remember the time I was working in such many like jobs. I was working as an animator and how you say uh, I was the guy who went to the birthdays for the little ones, you know. So there is a lot of things I was doing, and you know, I wanted to learn experience. I wanted to make mistakes. I wanted to know about myself, what I want to do in my life, because in a school in my creative side I was really great. When I started to do something, for example belly dancing, it was great for me. I was good at it, I was like excellent at it. The same as basketball, the same as arts. And I didn't like after school I didn't know what should I do like as a profession, you know. And that's why I came to the decision that I will be an actress, because actor we provide a lot of different stories about human beings. We provide a lot of different souls, we put that on the stage, and we can be like everybody, everyone who is in this life is working, you know. So this is like really that turned my life around, this kind of experiencing learning thing. And yeah, and I was already telling that in my profession mistake can be a gift, and from mistake we can create unique and genius stuff. Like all we do we are doing a lot of thinking. That's the first step. Then we are talking a lot about what to do, how to do, what we feel right to do. And then we're playing that what we think in action, doing a lot of mistakes. Like on the stage we're just all the time mistakable, all the time in the mistakes, you know. I don't know, I'm like grabbing a glass and drinking like that, and somebody sees from the other side and they're saying like, maybe you should try like in a different way. And I'm always thinking about the different ways. That's why like mistakes in my life, there's like really common with me. And then comes like some clear way after doing this hard work of mistakes, learning, and etc. Then comes some clear way how to do what feels right. Just this feeling, what I was telling in the first place. I feel right doing it. I feel good doing it. And then I'm doing it. Then in this way, I'm finding more and more. And then you come to the theater and you see the play and you're wow, I didn't like imagine that can happen like that or like this. That's because everything comes from mistakes, you know. So and I will put it in the life too, you know, the same is in my life. I think there's so many ways how we can be, just we need to be ourselves. And to do ourselves, we need to trust ourselves, and we need to believe in ourselves, and we need to put a lot of attention in ourselves. We need to love ourselves. This love being ourselves, I know in this 21st century has been really like popular sentence to say, but how I understand that is this love for yourself is that we are putting a lot of work in ourselves. We are putting a lot of attention in ourselves, you know. For example, when I go after my showering outside of the bath, for example, I put a cream on my skin and I'm not hurrying that action, you know. I'm seeing my legs, I'm seeing there is a good skin or bad. No, for example, I'm seeing like I need more work to do with my body or not. I need yoga or not. Then I'm like, you know, brushing my hair. I'm thinking about my hair. I'm thinking, which is the greatest like haircut that I can got, how to do that, you know. I'm thinking about myself, and that's good thing, because nobody else will think about ourselves. Nobody else, maybe our mom or dad, you know, or the guy who loves us, or you know, the girl. But it is really hard work, and I see that in those ways, that the attention we need the most about ourselves. Then we know better how to do ways in our lives, how to become what we want to become. And yeah, and I was about to end and tell you all that just not let in your life, just not let the life be decided from other people. Just you know, you know the best. You know better than anyone in this world. You know by your feeling, by your work, what you're putting in yourself. So that's about it. Thank you for listening. And yes, we can see what we have with the questions and everything.
Thank you, Ieva.